Plaintiff Cindy Guy met the defendant at work, and over time they started flirting with each other. Cindy claims she eventually moved in with the defendant, but he came home one day, said he never loved her, and asked her to leave. She's suing her ex-boyfriend for a loan. Defendant Edward Small says when he started having sex with Cindy, their relationship was supposed to be casual, and he has no idea why she fell in love with him. Edward insists Cindy never moved in with him, and he's countersuing for leasing fees.
Start with you.
Well, I met Mr. Small in 2009. I started driving cab for him. And in the middle of 2010, we started having this sexual flirtation going on in the office.
What do you mean by that? Sexual flirtation. What does that mean?
Like him wanting me to show my top.
Take your clothes off.
And
at work.
Yeah. Well, it was just him and I in the office at the time.
The two of you in the office?
Yes, the two of us in the office.
This was the first form of flirtation.
Yeah.
He didn't say things like, "Are you married? Because you sure look good today, and I hope your husband appreciates you." Nothing like that?
Nope.
It was just like, first time, take your top off. I don't think that's considered flirtation. What else did he do?
He'd comment on my behind and saying how nice it was.
Okay, there you go. There's a little flirting.
Yeah.
All right. And what would you say?
Well, I'd flirt back with him.
Okay.
Because I was interested.
Good.
In the
Just
gentleman.
give me an example of what you said when he said, you got a nice behind. What'd you say back?
Thank you. And so do you.
Because you had already been looking at his behind.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Did you know she had been looking at your behind since day one on the job?
She admitted that to me later, sir.
Okay. Later on, she said, you know, when you first started, when you walked up and down that hall, I saw that behind, and that's kind of, all right, good enough. Let's be honest. Go ahead, ma'am. So you all were flirting with each other, and what did that lead to?
December 2010 is when we first had sex.
All right. Consummated the mutual admiration. All right. Go ahead.
And in 2011, he asked me to move in.
No, I did not.
Go ahead.
Okay, and we were talking about later on in the years being together. Helping the business grow, and when it really expands, we're going to travel the country. And I really thought everything was going good.
What happened?
He came home one day and told me that he never really loved me and to leave.
Where do you think that came from?
I ran out of money.
So you think he began dating you because of money?
Yeah, he knew I was coming into it, yes.
Sir, what do you want to tell me?
Well, sir, most of what she said is true. In 2010, we started our relationship. We had discussed it, that we could do it like adults, no emotions, whatever. It was just what it was. There was a chemistry between us. We flirted, and I think we went out on your birthday. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why she fell in love with me. That was not the agreement at all. She didn't really move in with me. She spent a lot of time at my place.
You gonna let him know about the rent you charged me?
The what?
Rent?
What rent?
$300 a month.
Plaintiff Cindy Guy insists she dated the defendant, but the defendant claims their relationship was purely sexual, and he has no idea why Cindy fell in love with him.
Tell me why you're suing him for a loan.
There was 2 loans, 2 cash loans. One was a business loan so he could get insurance on the cabs.
When was that?
That was May 27th, 2011. I went and got $33,000 out of my savings account, loaned it to Mr. Small.
When was he to repay it?
He said when he got 5 cabs.
When he got what?
5 cabs on the road.
Okay, when he obtained 5 automobiles
Yes, sir.
to use as cabs?
Yes.
And when did you project that would be?
Oh, he was talking real soon,
Like what?
a couple months.
Okay. And what happened then?
Then a couple days later, he needed $3,000 again to pay on his trailer. Other things that he said that he needed money for. So I loaned it to him.
You didn't discuss the previous loan from a couple of days earlier?
No, because I thought everything was going good. The business loan, I knew when he got 5 cabs that he'd pay me back. Well, at least I hope he had.
I know, but suddenly he needed $3,000 more.
Yes, and that was for personal, to pay on his trailer so he
Okay,
didn't
my
lose
point
it.
is, you didn't say these bills didn't come up within 2 days. I mean, that's what.
I
Okay,
did.
you didn't. Blinded
did.
by love. You just said, okay, here, take another $3,000. When was he to repay that?
When you had 6 cabs, you said? When you got the 6
No,
cab?
ma'am, you have to be able to give me the alleged
believe he
facts.
said when he got
'Cause he's not
the
going to
6 cab.
agree. I'll tell you that.
I believe he said when he got the 6 cab, he'd pay me the other $3,000.
Okay. And when you ask for your money, what does he say?
He set up payment plans for the business loan.
Okay. What
There
about
was-
the other loan?
That hadn't been talked about.
You have not spoken to him about it?
No, because when I moved out of his place,
Okay.
and I moved,
That's all right.
I
You
found
tell
some
me.
of his belongings.
You did what?
I found some of his belongings. So I called him and told him where to meet me and what time. He was agitated because I couldn't bring one of the items with me, and he slugged me, and he's been convicted of domestic violence.
Okay. And was that before or after the pay plan?
Yes, after.
After the payment plan?
Yes.
All right. Since that time, the reason you haven't spoken about the other $3,000 is because of the domestic abuse. Why didn't you speak about that when you made the payment plan for the business? Both
Because
of
it didn't
them were
happen
with pardon?
didn't happen until after.
Right.
that
2
we
days
had the business
2
plan.
days after.
After he had the business loan
2
paid
days
off.
after the business loan,
Yeah, he
you
borrowed-
loaned him another $3,000. So why didn't you make a payment plan for that?
Because
I
the loan didn't exist.
really don't know, sir.
You say you never got?
No, sir. There was
Let
one
me hear
loan
your
only.
side about the loan. You
One
borrowed
loan does-
$3,000,
Yes.
approximately May 27th.
I thought it was in July. Anyway, I have been making payments.
Go ahead. I think the dates are going to count at some
Okay.
point, but you all just keep throwing out dates without looking at any evidence. She did like that and said May 27th.
The business-
Now you're saying, well, I think it was July. Forget it. No,
Sir,
it
my
is
business-
very relevant, the dates.
Sir,
Go
my
ahead.
business had a fire. I lost a lot of records. I do have records of making payment to her. I do have a paper from her that says paid in full.
Let's see that. Ma'am?
That's the business loan one that is paid in full.
That's the only
No,
loan.
if he still owed you, ma'am, that is business loan
He
or
was
not.
paying- he was
No,
paying-
ma'am, business loan or not. If someone owes you another $3,000, you don't issue them any documents saying, I am paid in full. If
Well,
someone still owes you $3,000,
Yeah, but he
what
was
would make
paid in
you
full on the business loan.
anything in writing on the other 3?
No,
Why?
I was in love.
You were in love when you signed the first 3.
No,
Yes, you were. 2 days earlier.
yeah, that was the business loan.
Right, so why didn't you sign something for the personal loan?
Because the business loan wasn't wrote up until July.
So why couldn't you write up the personal loan in
He
July?
wouldn't sign it
Why?
because he said he didn't owe it.
So why did you sign something knowing that he did owe you, saying paid in full?
I felt threatened if I didn't sign
Threatened that
it
he would do
because-
what?
Hurt me.
No.
Hurt you in what way?
Physically hurt me.
What made you think that?
Because his eyes got really dark and black.
Eyes got dark and
No,
black.
really.
Did you
I have
call?
been
Did you call the
abused by other
police?
men,
Did you
and their
call
eyes
the
got like-
police? Did you call the police?
When he hit me, yeah.
No. When you all were discussing the second loan and his eyes got dark and black. Did you call the police
No,
then?
I did not.
Thank you.
Plaintiff Cindy Guy insists she dated the defendant, but the defendant claims their relationship was purely sexual, and he has no idea why Cindy fell in love with him.
All right, sir, your counterclaim for $1,060 for a breach of contract is for what?
She would lease a cab from the company, and she would not pay her full operational fees. And then after the loan was paid off, I tried to maintain good relationships with her. I allowed her to take a cab ride and just pay for it with a signature, and she was on Social Security now. She was going to pay once a month, and she never did. So she owes for
agreed
leasing
to?
the cab, and she owes for...
She agreed that she would pay?
Yes, she agreed she would pay. This was after
Let's
that
see it.
loan was paid off.
All right, let's see your receipt that she signed.
These are the ones that she signed
Okay.
for many individual cab rides.
All right, ma'am. He says you signed a receipt saying that you owe.
Many different cab rides, sir.
Ma'am,
Yes. Yes, I
do you
did
owe?
charge some cab rides.
you owe?
Yes.
All right.
Legally, I owe for the cab rides, but I thought we could deduct it off the other loan like we did with
You say he
the
doesn't owe you
business
the
loan.
other loan. And as I listen to you, I'm not convinced there was another loan, because the only thing you've said to me is that you gave him something that said paid in full. And the reason you wouldn't sign something that says he owes you for another loan is because his eyes got dark and black.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's what
I
you've
have
told
been
me.
abused
Therefore,
by other women before.
therefore I don't believe you.
I have been
Your
abused
claim is
before.
dismissed. Yours is granted for $1,060. I do not believe the reason you signed paid in full is because his eyes got dark and black. Have a good day.
I would rather not speak to you ever again. I want no contact with you at all.
Same here.
Thank you.
No problem. But you can bite her.
I can what?
Uh-uh.